What's up, everyone? Welcome to another installment of Fuse Meets. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to click the subscribe button. I'm sorry, I always say it, but please do it. And follow us across all our social media channels to stay ahead. So today, you're here with me, as always, Ian Kane. And I'm excited to have my guest with me today, Philippe Ballester. He's the founder and COO at paydece. And he's here today to talk about our recent integration. But first, how you doing, Philippe? Having a good day?
Hi guys, hi Ian, hey guys, nice to meet you. We're very happy to be here.
Cool, man. It's good to have you here. So I want you to, we're going to ease it in, Philippe. We're not going to jump straight into the deep dive. One of the reasons we do these calls, I think it's very important for the community members of Fuse to understand who builds these projects and who sits behind them, like the people behind the protocol. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and sort of how you've ended up? What's brought you towards this paydece journey?
Yeah, sure. So I'm from Argentina. I started this paydece application with my friend that is Carlos, also from Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
And when in 2019, when we first saw about Bitcoin price and that crazy stuff, we started to study and see what was behind that, no? And we saw that Bitcoin was something that had a price that went up and down, but it was much more than that, no? It represented a new technology, blockchain, a new philosophy that is users be the owners of their own stuff in this digital world, no? So as we continue to study and see what was behind the technology, we saw that there was a great revolution. So as I was saying, we are from Argentina. That is a country known by having great taxes, very big bureaucracy, and blockchain is a solution for many of those problems, no? So that's why we created paydece, that is build it on blockchain and using smart contracts technology. We'll talk deeper afterwards, but we are from Argentina, so we believe that blockchain will solve many of the problems that we have and that the world is having, as for example inflation, and we will take the opportunity to solve something here, no?
As soon as you said, Philippe, you said from Argentina, you might have noticed I just started smiling a little bit because the connection between Argentina, even South America, and blockchain protocols and apps is really strong, right? For obvious reasons. For obvious reasons to us, but you outlined it there. The strength of the Argentinian economy, the local currency, these are all things that add to the need for a different system, right? So yeah, very interesting to hear that as your background. All right, cool. So took a massive interest. So let's dive into what paydece actually is, all right? So Fuse is excited to expand the ecosystem because paydece's solution lets users purchase stable coins with fiat currency in a P2P, peer-to-peer way. And you can also trade cryptocurrencies for fiat directly. And also, if you become a member, then you get some nice benefits like 0% commission fees. So I've got loads of questions. Let's jump right in to the beginning question. I want you to tell us a little bit, Philippe, about, can you elaborate on how the paydece integration with Fuse Network simplifies buying stablecoins with fiat, and just elaborate on what paydece is and this peer-to-peer structure?
Yeah, so I'm here with my family. So basically, paydece works with a smart contract. We know that smart contracts are built in mostly on EVM blockchains,
Mm-hmm.
and because we know that Bitcoin is a P2P way of sending money, no? But when you want to trade with Bitcoin, you need a middle part that will ensure that the transaction will be good. So,
Yeah.
for example, if I want to trade with you, who will send first, the fiat or who will send first the crypto, if there's no middleman?
Yeah.
That's why, yeah.
Right.
So that's
Going first, right?
we built this middleman that is a smart contract. The smart contract basically is a piece of code that will be managed by the buyer and the seller in the transaction. The smart contract is an escrow that will be holding the funds in the middle until the exchange of the fiat is completely done, and the fiat move from the buyer of the crypto to the seller of the crypto, and the crypto in the other way. No, so that's basically this smart contract escrow that is on chain. And why we believe that we are a great solution, because we believe that is the easiest way to access DeFi. No, So today, decentralized finance is one of the greatest business that exists, and they're full of solutions, full of different ways of making money, earning money, trading, and doing whatever. And the easiest way to access DeFi today is using a smart contract hold that will hold the crypto. You will send the fiat to the counterparty. You will never lose the control of the funds, and that's the easiest way that we believe now.
Okay, okay, nice. So how does it then, what's the difference then between sort of a traditional centralized exchange and the way that they handle security and also trustless transactions? What's the differences here? How is paydece different?
Yeah. So most users who are interested on DeFi, they prefer DeFi mostly because of decentralization. That
Hmm.
means that they are the owners of the transactions. They will pay a fee for every transaction that is done directly in the blockchain, but they will be the one holding the funds. No, they hold the private key of the self-custodial wallet, and that's why DeFi is much more powerful than TradFi. No, that we know that in traditional finance you will need to send your money to a bank. You will have to trust on the bank. And so, for
Hmm.
example, if I'm here in United States and I want to send money to Europe, I will have to wait to the bank. That is a day, no say, 2 days, 4 days until the transfer is done.
Yeah.
And in DeFi, does not happen.
These
Everything
are,
is
these are
fast.
business days, as rightfully we're talking about here. You say 2, 3 days, we're talking business days too, right? So weekends don't
Business days. Yeah, yeah.
count, which is
So
great.
yeah. So in this case, if you want to go to DeFi, ask for a loan, for example, putting your crypto in custody, you will do it directly with a smart contract, a 100% private, and much easier than going to a central exchange in which you must trust.
Yeah.
I know that most of us will know about, for example, FTX that had billions of funds
Mm.
and they were like scammed. So being the owner of the funds is always the easiest and more secure way of trading. We believe that.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you. I think, if anything, over the last kind of 2 years, we've seen more and more reasons for that to be the case, right? It's centralized has not proven its case very well, has it really? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the other part of this Fuse Meet show is that paydece is a recipient of a Fuse grant. Recently, you may have seen that we have a grant with a Web3 business grants program where we offer funding and grants to companies that are building projects we think will benefit the Fuse ecosystem. So paydece is one of these. And I've got to ask you, Philippe, like, what are the key objectives and milestones? Seems as you've got this grant. And more interestingly, I believe, what are you doing with that grant? Because it's quite interesting what you're doing with that as well, isn't it? Tell us a bit more, man.
Yeah. So paydece is a smart contract that is launched on different blockchains, but the idea is from us is to work together with those blockchains, no? And we are very happy with Fuse because it was the fastest, the easiest that helped us to build. And we received a grant, and we are giving some Fuse tokens for users who trade using the peer-to-peer crypto to fiat solution in paydece using the Fuse blockchain. We are giving up to 75 Fuse tokens that in an all-time high represents more than $150. No, so it's a great amount of money, and that is a way in which we get to know our solution. Users do the first trade, that is little one, but they will earn this giveaway from Fuse tokens.
All right, nice,
Um,
man. So, and then in terms of sort of what the work you're doing, we want to put this regarding SDK development as well and integration with Fuse. What's happening there? What's the sort of short-term and long-term plans?
yeah. So today, if you want to go to trade to pay this, you must go to our own application,
Mhm.
and that could be like take some more minutes. Instead, if we can integrate with an SDK, for example, to Voltage, you will have like a window inside the app that it will be much easier to trade and do the P2P transaction directly from there. So we are
Yeah.
working on that, and part of the grant also is to develop that solution so that we can also integrate on the wallets, and will be much easier to do this trading.
Right. And that means that developers building in the Fuse ecosystem can soon leverage paydece as a solution to use as well, which is really exciting for devs working in our ecosystem as well. So very cool. I would like to know what a typical kind of transaction looks like on paydece. Like, we don't need to get super deep, but like, what does it look like? Highlighting the role specifically of the escrow, and do you have dispute resolution mechanisms? Like, what if one person is not happy? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. So paydece has a marketplace in which each user will create their buy or sell order of
Mhm.
crypto, and there will be the counterparty will have to take the order from that marketplace. So, for example, you have a seller of 20 USDT, a
Mhm.
buyer will come and said, "Hey, I want to pay this." Once he wants to pay, he clicks, and a chat will open in which
Okay.
they will start talking. They must agree the payment method, the amount of fiat to be sent, and all that stuff using this inbuilt chat.
Mhm.
And once that is agreed, the first step is to escrow the funds. That means that the seller of the crypto must create the escrow, sending the crypto to the smart contract. And once the crypto are there, they will not move in anywhere. So
So that's
uh, the crypto will remain there, no? And knowing that, the buyer of the crypto will send the fiat payment as they previously agreed, and validate in the application. Once the seller receives, he also will validate, and the funds will be released. That
okay.
is the in 100% in the 100% of trades that will happen
That's okay.
in 95. So there is a 5% cases in which there will be a problem on the transaction. As we said, perhaps a transfer takes some days, so there will be a dispute or any problem. In which that case we will be talking with the sides, trying to agree what happened, no, and will solve the dispute.
Does sounds really good as well. So it's like, okay, so what we're talking about here is that you said as a user, you could go to your platform and do this. But then if we build this into SDKs and we put this into our products, it can really give some advantages to people building. Like, so with the integration of paydece eventually into the Fuse Wallet SDK, how do you see this like giving, what sort of powers, like what sort of iterations of projects do you think might come out of it as well? And what do you envisage people doing with paydece in their apps?
Yeah, so we think of paydece as a ramp and a connection
Hmm.
to different protocols. We believe like paydece being the core of different protocols. So, for example, you have a trading protocol, you have a swap, like PancakeSwap or any swap protocol, Uniswap, whatever, and you have different protocols that are all of them connected to paydece, and all those users can connect and trade between them, because in the future we will be also offering P2P, crypto to crypto, no, and that also can be a way of leveraging those projects that can connect to this protocol.
Yeah, man. That's why at the beginning I said it's very exciting because all these tools are coming on board for builders and on Fuse to use, and they are able to really build out very intuitive, almost Web 2 like apps. So it's getting closer. It's getting closer, I think, to some sort of form of adoption, mass adoption as well. But one thing I've got to ask as well. Let's talk about fees. Let's talk about liquidity, man. This is DeFi. This is decentralized. What specific advantages using paydece for crypto transactions if we talk specifically about fees and about liquidity?
Yeah. So if we talk about fees, today the smart contract charges a 0.5% commission fee to each side. So the
Okay.
buyer and the seller will be paying 0.5%. That makes a total 1% of the amount.
Hmm.
But if they pay the subscription, the premium subscription, they will be paying 0% fee. That means they will pay a fixed amount of USDT, and they will be trading with 0% fee. No, so this is very beneficial for those who trade great amount of money. This fixed amount today is 50 USDT, but we are studying and learning in the market what is the best amount to be charged. And in case of liquidity, the liquidity is provided by the buyers and the sellers. So those who want to do big trades, perhaps
Mm,
they will have to connect with many more than one seller or buyer, depending each case. But it's 100% agreed between the sides.
interesting. Very, yeah. And I suppose liquidity will grow, and as you say, you might eventually you kind of want whales in there, don't you? Who are capable of facilitating bigger trades.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, cool, man. So, okay. Um, oh, sorry, I've lost my place. Let's talk about user privacy and data security. Because you're facilitating peer-to-peer transactions here, right? Crypto to fiat. So, how are you handling user privacy and the security of people's data?
Yeah, so we are not taking any data from users. They will be
Okay.
just connecting with a self-custodial wallet, and they will be inside the app working, connecting to the other sites only with their public key. So each
Mhm.
user is represented not by a documentation or not by a name, just their public key. So that's the way in which we work today. Is the way in which we're working. Perhaps in the future we will have to connect with some kind of know your wallet protocol or something for doing some kind of verification. But we will leave on that block verification being always on chain and in the safest way as possible. No.
Yeah, so the best way forward as well. I was just thinking about the fees there as well. Like, I'll come back to that question. I've got another question about the fees. Don't worry, it's not a bad one. Like, the fees are good. But let's talk about the future a little bit first. So, looking forward, you've come onto the Fuse network. We are very excited about developers being able to work with paydece to integrate, and actually most excited about what iterations of products we're going to see and how people are going to use it. But what's the next steps for paydece in terms of expanding your user base? Is the plan to you for people to be P2P trading on your website, or would you rather see this solution embedded within thousands of applications around the world? Like, what's the future hold for you guys? What's your ideas?
Yeah, yeah. The easiest way is to be connected with different protocols by this
Mm,
widget, and that's the way in which we'll be gaining more users, and users will be also benefited because as we are a P2P, as more users are creating orders, buy and sell orders, more liquidity is gained, more users are gained. So that's the best way in which we will grow. And
yeah,
also we will continue to improve our solution. So as I was saying, the idea is to have always P2P transactions, but you can do crypto to fiat, you can do crypto to crypto, you can do crypto to services, crypto to goods. So many things to be done there. We believe as being like the biggest Web3 payment method solution, not only trading with crypto but also with goods and services. So for example, in the future you will be able to buy your car using a smart contract escrow, doing a P2P transaction, and that's very powerful.
I pretty much, yeah, I think we're getting there, man. Like, we've been talking about this stuff for so long. It's like the dream, right, of P2P transactions. And I must ask as well, in Argentina, the people are quite hot for this stuff, right? And there's definitely a palpable need for it. What's the kind of what's it looking like in Argentina at the moment in regards to the industry and how it's moving and shaping up? As a sort of personal question and as something that you're interested in, could you tell us a bit more about how the South America lies right now regarding crypto and blockchain adoption?
Yeah, yeah. So we see that Argentina during the last 20 years had a great inflation, had great problems with money, and now with crypto we are solving many of those issues. That's why the adoption rates are very big.
Yeah,
And now we are seeing that, for example, inflation in United States is moving also high, no? So perhaps those problems that we were used to have are not now from other places. So we are like
yeah,
a hub in which we are testing and trying and failure and trying and testing and building solutions that now will be used not only in Latin America but in all the world. And we believe that that will be what will happen. Also now in the politicians in Argentina have changed where they have a much good view, to crypto solutions, as for example using Bitcoin for trading uh, as a using like a payment method, no, the crypto, and that also benefits us.
Nice, man. Yeah, I just wanted to ask because it's there. You know, you hear a lot, you read a lot, but it's always good to get the news straight from the source. I think so. Thank you for that, Philippe. I've just put the URL up there for paydece. I think one thing that's quite important in today's crypto world is to know the correct URLs. If anyone's wondering why, you can connect to when you connect your wallet. You can basically have your wallet emptied by some of these dodgy websites. So always use the correct URL. There it is there for you, and it will be in the video description link as well. All right, I think we have come to the end of today's session, Philippe. I really want to thank you for coming in today and telling us all about paydece. You guys are at the kind of, not the start of the journey, but you're quite early on. And I think we're going to meet again as you guys continue to evolve and keep going with this. And I guess I could ask you a couple of questions. Do you think we're in the bull run? Or do you think it's
all will be crazy? We believe that we are in the bull run. We also see that investors know that, no, because with this Bitcoin spot ETF approved in the United States and with the halving coming, we were sure that the price of the Bitcoin will explode. And yeah, it's a great opportunity of making good money. But I think that I wanted to say before leaving is that in DeFi, in blockchain, education is one of the most important things, because you are entering to a decentralized world in which you are the owner of your things, but as you are the owner, you're also the one who is responsible. So you must be educated always in paydece, and in every application that you use, you have to know what you are doing, because they will be full of people trying to steal your funds and trying to take you, no? So it's very important. Education is one of the central things.
I think that's a really, really, really good point, man, and something I've never said actually at the end of a session. That is the most valid point here, that it's a decentralized world. There isn't lots of people waiting to help you fundamentally as well, right? Like with great power comes great responsibility, is what I always say, way forward. But I mean, there is also the question of whether things are evolving in that sense as well, Philly, right? We're seeing more social media logins, account recoveries. Things are changing in the direction that we need it to achieve adoption, I believe. The idea that people can be 100% responsible for themselves is a bit scary, I think. Most people are not that good at it, right? Like, how many passwords have you lost in your time on this planet Earth? Maybe one or two.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true, man. All right. That's it for today. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for taking part. If you want to ask any more questions, please reach out to us. For developers who are building on Fuse, check out the paydece docs. Let me throw up the code for 1 second so you can see that. Paydece docs are there. There's more information about the integration with Fuse here in this article, so you can read into that and get everything you know. So that's it for today. Once again, thank you, Philippe. Really enjoyed the chat, and thank you for taking time to come and talk to us, man. If you want to reach out to either of us, you can hit us on Twitter. All the details will be in the video. All right. Any last words?
Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you very much, Fuse Network, and everyone that is listening to us. Please come to paydece. Let's chat and let's continue building. Thank you.
Nice, man. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. And we'll see you next week when we'll be talking with Voltage Finance, who today have released concentrated liquidity. There's an article up on the blog about that. Go check it out as well. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
See you. Bye-bye.